Okay, clubs from the Championship to League Two, so the EFL are not happy with the new TV deal that's been agreed with Sky by their board. The EFL board has agreed a TV deal with Sky worth about 500 million. Well, 500 billion, that would be nice. 500 million pounds, which is a fraction of the Premier League deal, which stands at about 4.55 billion. The Championship is the third most watched league in Europe. It's one of the most profitable leagues in Europe for fan base. There are some big clubs in the Championship that have been in the Premier League, such as Leeds, Aston Villa, West Brom, Sunderland, Blackburn. Some big names in the Football League. But the issue is clubs, not all clubs were informed of aspects of the deal. There's no communication from the EFL board to most of the clubs. There's these red button games on midweek, which they're crap. The clubs don't want that. It's when the big clubs are coming out and saying the little clubs are being screwed over here because there's a bias towards clubs like Leeds getting a lot of TV coverage, lots, and some clubs, doesn't matter if it's in the Championship or League Two, hardly getting a game where they're the home team or they're on TV. So there's an imbalance in accessibility for some clubs being shown on TV. Some clubs are clearly favoured more than others, and there are some big fan bases in the Championship and League One for some bigger clubs. But there is an imbalance in games being shown live. There are threats of a breakaway league as well, and some clubs are threatening to walk away from the EFL, and if that means they get relegated to the non-league, they will. The EFL also have changed the format to the Checker Trade Trophy, so now Premier League and Championship academy players, their academy teams, can now play against League One and League Two clubs. This was designed by the EFL to ensure young players got a chance to play. That shouldn't be an EFL problem. That's a Premier League problem. That's the Premier League clubs basically buying talent from abroad. Too many foreign players getting in. No real. And why should that be the League One and League Two clubs' fault? And now they're getting screwed, and they weren't happy with the format change. Fans weren't happy with the format change. Again, lack of consultation. The TV rights debate is open. Some of the clubs are saying more free-to-air TV. They want their games shown on free-to-air, including the League Cup and the Checker Trade Trophy, free-to-air games. EFL haven't even considered that. Very few clubs were consulted about any of this TV deal. And when the bigger clubs in the Football League are saying the small clubs here are getting screwed, we're in favour of the smaller clubs, that says something is wrong. Massively wrong. The EFL are under a lot of pressure. There's going to be all sorts of legal aspects and legal challenges to this deal. Unlike the Premier League deal, it's only Sky getting the TV rights to the League Cup, the Checker Trade Trophy. All the playoffs are now being shown, and league games. So there's no plurality, which is something that's regularly been debated with football TV rights since 1992. There are a lot of fans saying that there should be a game a week or 2 games a week on free-to-air TV, not just a highlights package for Channel 5. And they're right. There's... How do I put this? 18 million households do not have Sky or BT Sport on their subscription package, or because they don't have Sky TV. Half the households in the UK don't pay for subscription sports TV. Half of them. So automatically, with these TV deals, half the population are cut out, unless you say... And if people say go to the pub, I am not taking my little brother to a pub full of idiots. Because firstly, he's not old enough to be at the bar, and secondly, it's in an inappropriate place to take a child. So for those families who don't want to have Sky Sports or BT Sport, go out in the pub and watch it. If your kids want to watch the game as well, and some of them may be very, very young, that's not an appropriate place to take a child. So that's a flawed argument. Money is destroying the game. The fact that clubs weren't actually at the discussion table when the structure of the deal with these midweek games on the red button format were discussed is a joke. If you cannot get the clubs on board, why sign the deal? So clubs are not happy from top to bottom. There are 72 clubs that the EFL have to look after, and they have failed in a variety of aspects of governance over the years, including fit and proper persons test and things of that ilk, and now they're failing in the TV deal. So there we go. The EFL clubs are not happy with the new TV deal, and I agree with them. The Football League has screwed over its constituent members, which are the clubs. Much like the FA are screwing over the game and the Premier League paying Scudamore $5 million when they should have given that $5 million to Huddersfield to support their academy. The money side of the game and the governance of the game in this country is massively flawed. And the fact that only one TV company gets the rights to several competitions when it should be split between free to air like it used to be and Sky is a concern for me. I think the EFL Clubs should start talking to terrestrial channels like Channel 5, Channel 4, ITV and BBC. Maybe not the BBC, but some of the commercial terrestrial channels and their networks, and going, like, can we have a TV deal with you? We are not happy with this. Or they break away, and there are threats for breakaway. And the EFL needs to take that seriously, because the Leeds chairman has come out and has been critical all season. The new Leeds owner said, I want a breakaway league. He's a dickhead, but the threat is there. This is how the Premier League set up in the first place. Was there was failures between the Football League and the FA, and there was a breakdown, and clubs broke away and formed their own league. It's happening again. It's just been 26 years. We're back to where we were in the late 80s, early 90s with what became the Premier League, which was basically down to things like this: poor governance and a breakaway league. And we can argue how good or bad the Premier League's been. I argue it's not actually been as great as the FA claim it has, the Premier League claim it has. It's made a lot of money, but it's not necessarily aided the fans of the sport. But we're at the situation again. History is repeating itself 26 years later, a generation later, history is repeating itself. And some of the managers of these clubs were playing when that Premier League breakaway happened and became what it was, and had to led to the restructure of the Football League. And the EFL tried to come out and say, we'll have 4 divisions in the Football League and we'll restructure to 20 teams each. And the clubs were like, fuck off. Rightly so. They again weren't consulted over a possible restructuring. But it then relied on the FA Cup being restructured and shown only on the midweek. And the FA were like, no, the FA Cup has always been played this way. We're not pandering to you. So the EFL board is failing the sport at the mid to lower levels of professional football. So there we go. That's my view on it. I normally try and stay as unbiased as possible. So with the Republic of Ireland video I've just done, I was. With the cricket video I've just done, I was. With this governance of sport, I'm becoming more and more cynical. Those in charge have lost the plot. There's too much money now. It's not equally distributed. And here we go. So there we are. Thank you very much for watching. Place your views on the EFL clubs not being happy with the TV deal, because it's really important, I think, that we have this debate over media rights in the changing media world. But if the clubs aren't happy, that's not a good relationship with the board, and the club's not happy, because if these bigger clubs like Leeds, Aston Villa and West Brom get enough support from some of the smaller clubs, the EFL board might have to stand down. We might have to have a new TV deal written up. With the takeover of Sky by Comcast, they will be looking at this, because this deal was probably signed before Murdoch and Sky B lost full control of Sky UK and Sky Sports. So with the new owners of Sky, this could mean a rewriting of the deal. The EFL have meddled too much in the structure of the Football League with some of these madcap ideas. And we are where we are. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll have some more videos for you soon. Please like and subscribe, and place those comments below. See you later.